This is All of It on WNYC. I'm Alison Stewart. Coming up this hour, New York Magazine cartoonist Harry Bliss talks about his graphic memoir, You Can Never Die. And artist Carol Bouvet discusses her ongoing exhibition at the Guggenheim. Now let's get things started with some music from Steve Martin and Alison Brown. Grammy Award-winning musicians Alison Brown and Steve Martin brought their banjos into the WNYC studios last fall for a rollicking finger-picking time. The duo released the album Safe, Sensible, and Sane, which was recently nominated by the International Bluegrass Music Association for several awards, including Song of the Year. It features vocalists like Vince Gill, Jason Mraz, and Indigo Girls. And sometimes Alison and Steve just play, like they did in our studio, right across the desk from me. Here's our conversation.
Well, my favorite story about this tune is just how inspired I was by Steve's clawhammer style of banjo playing, which is a more traditional style than the three-finger style I play that involves metal picks. His style involves brushing the strings with the nails of his right hand. And I hadn't thought about that style too much or realized how versatile it was until I really started collaborating with Steve. And he played me a beautiful 3/4 time melody that he'd written for clawhammer banjo. So that was inspired me to think about what we could do with that idea.
Explain to civilians what a clawhammer banjo is.
Well, it's it's a style. Why don't you play a quick three-finger lick?
Yeah.
Yep. And this is a clawhammer sound. That's it. But the difference is, and not the audience doesn't really need to know this, but she's playing with picks on her fingers and plucking upward, and I'm playing clawhammer at the back of my finger and striking down. Mm-hmm.
Alison just explained what she admired about your playing. What did you admire about her playing?
Well, Alison is one of the great banjo players. She's won Banjo Player of the Year from the International Bluegrass Music Association, which is not easy to win. And she also plays in multiple styles. I mean, we have songs on her record that are bossa nova, that are calypso, that are Irish, that are American bluegrass. So she's really the leader in those different styles.
The album is called Safe, Sensible, and Sane. Alison, is there an arc to the album, or is this just songs that you liked?
Well, you know, we wrote these songs kind of one at a time without a specific theme or a specific agenda. Actually, we didn't really even think we were writing an album. We were just writing music together. But I do think there's an arc. I mean, the record starts off with just the two banjos talking to each other, just a little banjo conversation, and then builds up to, like Steve was saying, like some different directions that I don't think we really intended when we started off, the bossa nova feel or Caribbean feel. And then at the end, we take it back to just the banjos.
There's a song on it called New Cluck, Old Hen. It's a reimagination of an Appalachian tune, I believe.
Yes, the song, sorry, I have this little morning cough. The song is about 150 years old. I researched it a bit, and it's always been one of my favorite melodies to play on the banjo. And I looked up the lyrics, and I was aware of the lyrics, and they struck me as, like a 19th century kind of nonsense song, and I thought, gee, I hate to waste this beautiful melody on a lyric that to me was kind of fun, but a little silly as about a chicken that can lay either 8 eggs or 10 eggs. And so I reimagined it, as we say today, and came up with new lyrics. And then we realized the song was a little bit misogynist. So we fixed that.
With Delamay, this band.
Yeah, Delamay.
Yeah, totally.
We have a nice comeback at the end.
Well, let's listen to New Cluck, Old Hen from Safe, Sensible, and Sane.
She took my dream, she took my hope. She got my house in Roanoke. She sold my car, she got my friends. All I have for dinner is a cluck, old hen.
That's right.
You call me up cluck old hen, cluck old hen, cluck, cluck, cluck like a cluck old hen, cluck old hen, cluck old hen, nag, nag, nag like a cluck old hen, cluck old hen.
That's New Cluck Old Hen from the album Safe, Sensible, and Sane. My guests are Steve Martin, Alison Brown, and they're banjos.
Yep.
Steve, when you're writing for music, you've written for TV, you've written for yourself. How is it different when you're writing music? Lyrics.
Well, I had to figure out how to write lyrics. I couldn't. I mean, yes, I did write the lyrics to King Tut. But I really had to think about it. And I was talking to Earl Scruggs one day, and I could figure out I could write a song for the banjo, but I couldn't figure out how to overlay lyrics. And so I asked Earl Scruggs, I said, what do you play when you play backup? And he said, well, I just play the melody. And I go, oh. So I can write a song and then write lyrics to my melody.
Right.
Okay. It sounds like a simple thing, but it took me a while. I think musical lyrics are more forgiving.
Yeah.
You might not put it in prose, but you can get away with murder. A little bit,
All right. You've brought your banjos with you. What are you going to play for us today?
Well, we'll play a little bit of a double banjo tune that's on the record, actually. But, the essence of it, I really love the way the two banjos sing together. It's a tune that Steve came up with the title for. It's called Let's Get Out of Here.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm doing videos here. Back on the microphone. So one band. That was Steve Martin.
It is so much fun to play with Alison. It just really is. We
Back
got a
at you,
little
Steve. So fun.
locked together there.
Alison, you started playing banjo when you were a kid. You went to college. You went to Harvard. You got your MBA from UCLA. When did it become clear to you, you know what? This is going to become my life's work, playing banjo.
Yes. Well, I'm still thinking about it, really. It's kind of an interesting profession. I don't know. I've always really, really loved the banjo, and I think it was a stint as an investment banker that really made me appreciate how much I love the banjo. When I realized that I just didn't have as much of an affinity for tax-exempt debt as I did the music of Earl Scruggs. So, but it was really a series of baby steps, and I get a chance through, Compass Records, which is the label I co-founded with Gary West, my husband, 30 years ago this year.
Wow.
And yeah, it's hard to believe. So we get a chance to do the business side of things and support roots music that way, and then play music too. So it's really the best of both worlds.
What was the moment when you were an investment banker and you thought, I'm not going to do this anymore?
Oh gosh, it was probably one of those all-nighters with a proposal for a bond refunding somewhere.
Sounds fascinating.
It was fascinating.
Steve, when did you pick up the banjo? The very, very first time?
Well, I picked it up when I was about 16, and I made a mistake because I heard the banjo with the Kingston Trio and with bluegrass music, and I didn't realize there were two types of banjo. There's a 4-string banjo and a 5-string banjo. And so my girlfriend at the time, I'm 16, and her father had a 4-string banjo. So I'm trying to play bluegrass on a 4-string, which is impossible. And although Irish people can do it, and so then in my class was John McEwen, who became a member of the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band and was a banjo player already. And they said, well, there's a guy who plays. So I went, and that's when I got straight, and I got a 5-string banjo, and I paid $200. I still have it. And that's when I started playing.
And at first you incorporated in your comedy act a little bit.
Well, yeah, because I'm, as a young comedian, the thing that's the hardest to acquire is material. So I threw everything I had at it. I could play the banjo. I recited poetry. I did a magic act. I juggled. I did everything to get it up to the 20-minute requirement. And if it was a bad night, if the audience wasn't with me, my 20 minutes would shrink to 12.
Oh. How many banjos do you have, Alison?
Well, I think that I only have about 15, but I'm told that I have quite a few more.
Do you have a favorite one?
Well, the one I'm playing right now is one of my favorite ones. It was made in the Czech Republic
it's beautiful.
in Prague. Yep, by a builder who was so committed to learning how to play the banjo during the Soviet occupation that he had to smuggle the Earl Scruggs book in, text only, figure out how to make his own banjo and how to plate his own picks. And it's really a great instrument. It has a great sound.
That's so beautiful. Like, just the way it looks is gorgeous.
Banjos lend themselves to decoration. There's a lot of inlay on the neck, and you can see that I have another one this is silver, but the other one's gold. Can be very fancy.
How many do you have?
Well, I have about the same. I mean, you got to have one wherever you go. So
Absolutely.
It's got to be a banjo wherever you go.
I mean, when I first started learning to play, I'd get a banjo and put one in every room. So no matter where I went, I didn't have to go back to the other end of the house to get it to help me learn.
Perfect.
My guests are Grammy Award-winning musicians Steve Martin and Alison Brown. We're discussing their new album, Safe, Sensible, and Sane. Where does the title come from?
Well, it's a confession that one of our songs is called Safe, Sensible, and Sane. It's sung by Jason Mraz, and it has a calypso kind of beat to it.
Yeah, definitely Caribbean vibe.
But what happened was I'm a writer, so I have a lot of thesauruses and different books and kind of collect, word books. And I had a book that was written in the 1930s on how to improve your letter writing. And there was one section that listed these phrases that were like, we should have looked them up. There's like one of things you can put in your letter, like, thank you for the frank statement of your affairs. These are supposed to elevate your letter writing. And safe, sensible, and sane was one. Anyway, there was a whole list, and I thought they sounded like music lyrics. So I copied them out, wrote them down, and then one day I said, Alison, these sound to me like music lyrics. And she arranged them so they could kind of rhyme, and then she set them to this their calypso sound, and the truth is they're nonsense, but Jason Mraz, we all agree that the more we sing them, the more sense they make.
Honestly. Yeah, even saying it out loud. Would you play us out a little bit?
Sure.
The swing song?
Swing song, yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
That was my conversation with Steve Martin and Alison Brown. Their album is titled Safe, Sensible, and Sane. Up next, another collaborator of Steve Martin's, cartoonist Harry Bliss, discusses his graphic memoir, You Can Never Die. This is all of it.